Honourable member for Elmwood Transcona.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to thank my honourable colleague for his speech. We've heard from this government a few tautologies, Mr. Speaker. We've heard that a deal is a deal. They've invoked that in order to refuse to stand up to Saudi Arabia with respect to their record on human rights and proceed with a contract that would deliver arms to that country. We've also heard the law is the law is the law. This is a deal in law, Mr. Speaker. That's what this is. It's a deal that was made when Air Canada was privatized. It was a deal that was made with Canadian workers and aerospace workers. So here we are. We've got a deal. It's in the law. And we know that the law is the law is the law and a deal is a deal. Why is it that that's good enough for the government to go ahead and protect the interests of the Saudi government, but it's not good enough to stand up for the sanctity of the deal when it comes to protecting Canadian workers?
The honourable member for Caribou Prince George.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank our honourable colleague through you, Mr. Speaker, for that question. I'm not quite sure if there was a question in that, but you know, Mr. Speaker, the Bill C-10 or the Air Canada Participation Act was done in 1988, and as we've talked about, times change, things change. We have to be able to compete in a global, ever-changing global environment. But Mr. Speaker, fundamentally, that bill or that act was put in place to protect Canadian jobs, protect the government's investment. And as we move forward, I think it would be wiser for this government to maybe take a step back, not a rush to pass this legislation. And if they really were serious about creating jobs and creating a great environment for trade and tourism, they might consider some of the thoughts and some of the suggestions that members on this side have put forth in the debate today. Again, if we are to remain competitive, we need to not just look at one carrier. We need to look at the industry as a whole to make Canada a sound trading partner and competitive on the global stage.